What is going on, everybody? AHS Rules back again with another video, and we are here for my WrestleMania 40 predictions, the granddaddy of them all. I don't think they've called it that in a while, but I always like referring to it as that. The biggest show of the wrestling year, the biggest show for WWE all year. Let's get right. The big, it's a big deal. It's the best way to put it. Before we get fully in depth with my predictions, I do want to make one small note. If y'all watch my channel, I like writing with pen and paper, and I keep all my notes in a notebook. We are moving on from this notebook. We now have a new notebook. So the first page will be my WrestleMania 40s predictions. So for the next however many months I have to use this notebook, this will be the first thing that I see. So let's try to get it all right. So first, I am using the match order that was on Wikipedia. This looks like a good card. This is another small note. I know y'all want me to get into predictions. This is one small complaint that I have. I know a lot of people don't have it. I like it when almost everybody's involved in the WrestleMania card, because this is what you're working for. If you're in WWE, this is what you're working for. To walk down the aisle at WrestleMania, and over the past couple years we haven't been getting that, where the past couple years we did get that, and it made for long ass shows. So I do think it sucks, but it's something that it has its positives at least. So, but that being said, though, the cards for both nights look very interesting. There's not anything that I would look at negatively or as it being bad. So again, now let's get into the predictions. I used Wikipedia and the match order they had on there. So, as always, if something dramatic changes, I'll comment my thoughts on it down below prior to WrestleMania. And also, that's 2 nights. 3rd, 4th year, because 2020, 21, 22, 23, 25 years in a row, the 5th year with 2-night WrestleManias. With the first night, the first matchup to talk about, women's world title match, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I have been going back and forth on this, because for the longest time, I was thinking Becky Lynch was going to win, because she has not been in the title picture almost all year, and now she won. I almost said she won the Rumble. She didn't. She won the Women's Elimination Chamber, and it kind of added her back in the women's title picture. And it's just very much since Rhea won the championship a year ago, we're like, this is the main matchup we'd want to see. And like I said, Rhea's been holding the title for a year. I'm going to stick with Rhea winning this. Just because, screw it. I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going with Becky. I was thinking of Rhea winning it. I would not be that surprised if she did continue her dominant reign. But if there's the top star to beat her, I would say it's Becky. But I would not be surprised if Rhea won. But I've already marked Becky winning. Next, for the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I'm going with Gunther winning. I just don't see, there's not a lot of people, and this is me being biased, because I say it every WWE video, Gunther is my favorite wrestler on the roster. Like I said, I'm looking at this with a bit of bias. There's just not a lot of people one-on-one that I could see beating Gunther, and Sami Zayn is that point, and the whole story is that Sami doesn't believe in himself. Nobody believes in himself. And maybe they could build this up until where he can win it. You've also got Chad Gable involved in this a little bit, but I want Gunther to win. I know a lot of people are kind of at the point where, hey, can we just get the title off of him? That way he can go to the world title picture, and or we see somebody else with the IC title, but I'm sticking with my guy Gunther winning. Next, for the tag team titles in a 6-team ladder match. Now, I believe the rule is that both sets of the tag team titles are on the line, which a lot of people like that, because we've been wanting to see the titles split for quite some time. The only problem that I have, and again, it's easy fix, easy solve, hypothetically speaking, I would imagine both sets of titles like right next to each other. So I don't know how or why, if you're, let's just say R-Truth. R-Truth is probably the worst example. If you're Johnny Gargano, and both sets of tag titles are right next to each other, why don't you just grab both? You win both. But I understand they want to split the tag titles up. I don't have any problems with it. The teams involved at this moment are the Judgment Day, DIY, Awesome Truth, the New Day, New Catch Republic, and I had no clue this is their tag team name, A-Town Down Under. That's what Wikipedia said, at least. I'm going to go with DIY winning the Raw tag team titles and the New Catch Republic winning the SmackDown tag titles. Now, if I had to go with somebody winning the whole thing and like getting both, like I was saying, I would not be that surprised if it was Awesome Truth. Or even, I'm not even against A-Town Down Under. I want any team besides the Judgment Day to win. The Judgment Day have had the titles for too long, is my main point. Next matchup, probably the match I'm looking forward to the most. It's in the thumbnail. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. It's been extremely weird because at SummerSlam, when the turn happened, we were all like, we're ready to see this match one-on-one, and we were like, this is a WrestleMania-worthy match. How can they keep them apart from SummerSlam to WrestleMania? Oh, we're just going to have Jey switch brands. Now, again, the slight issue I've had is like, we've been wanting to see this one-on-one match, but there has not been enough interaction between the two to like build upon the turn because they've not been near each other. And the only times that they have been has been Jimmy costing Jey matchups, which he could have been doing a lot more and it made more sense. That being said, I would not be surprised if we see these two have a couple of matchups, but I'm going with Jey taking this initial matchup. A matchup years and years in the making. Next, Damage Control. Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane versus the team of Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. And I almost said making her WWE debut, Jade Cargill, but she was in the Royal Rumble. I'm going with this dominant trio of Bianca, Naomi, and Jade winning because A, Bianca is undefeated at WrestleMania. B, I want Naomi to get on some sort of role because since she came back at the Royal Rumble, it's kind of been background fodder, but this could be a stepping stone. And Jade, very rarely, if ever, loses. This is her first match, official match, even though I just told y'all about the Royal Rumble. So that is an interesting thing that I will wonder about. Will they give her an undefeated streak like she had in AEW, or is it going to be more even booking? That is a wait-and-see situation. So I'm going with that team to win, though. Next, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I think this is 50-50. I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee because I like those two competitors more. And I think they're the better team, even though they've yet to officially team. This is also me kind of saying, hey, if these two team up full-time, can we not have Dragon Lee turn on Rey? Almost all of Rey Mysterio's tag team partners have turned on him. Batista did. Eddie Guerrero did. Dominic Mysterio did. RVD didn't get the chance to because he got injured. And I know I'm forgetting other people. Edge, it technically didn't, but this, I feel, is a dominant team. I know that Rey Mysterio, the whole story is like Rey wants to pass the torch to somebody, and Dragon Lee, I do feel, has great potential to do that. So I'm going to hope that this is a stepping stone for these two. But I would not be surprised if Santos and Dominic win because, Dominic 2 years in a row getting embarrassed by Rey would be a little bit funny. But now we get to this massive, massive matchup. The main event. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. If The Rock and Roman Reigns win, the next night, I knew I should have just left it at that. Bloodline rules. If Cody and Seth win, it is just Cody versus Roman night 2. Now, I don't know anybody that really thinks Cody and Seth are going to win. So I'm just going to make the logical choice and pick The Rock and Roman Reigns to win. Now, we'll say a couple things. A, I was not the most interested in this matchup because I felt it didn't make the most sense in the beginning. Because the main thing that didn't make sense is why was Seth involved and why did Seth feel like he needed to be involved? And we just haven't had that much interaction between Seth and Roman to justify it. And even in the case of Seth and The Rock, but he's here. But I think the main reason they're doing it is that Seth more than likely is going to main event WrestleMania. They wanted Seth in this main event matchup, so this is him making up for it. The other three people, they also wanted it in the main event. The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Cody also get to be involved in the match. But I'm going with The Rock and Roman to win. I've kind of came around to like understanding and not being upset with this matchup taking place, but it is what it is. Now we get to night 2, and it is very surprising that it's a 6-match card at the moment. I do think that the main event more than likely will be almost an hour. I'm not going to say the matchup is an hour long, but like entrances, promos, just the whole aftermath of the match, probably an hour long, where this night 2 might be very quick, so they might add something to it. We shall see. But the first matchup to talk about, World Heavyweight title match, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre to win. They've done this matchup before. I know they definitely did this matchup on Raw, the beginning of the year, because Drew came very close to winning, but Seth had his foot on the rope. And since then, Drew has been more livid, more of a heel. He injured CM Punk, and he won the Elimination Chamber. He's got a lot of momentum going for him, and he needs his world title to complete that. It also comes full circle. He gets his world title win in front of fans, and it's an ultimate moment for him. And Seth Rollins, more than likely, who is coming off in an injury that somewhat feels forgotten, but he's coming off in an injury and a match the previous night. I think everything adds up for Drew McIntyre to win this, and I would be extremely excited to see a Drew McIntyre world title run. Next, for the WWE Women's title, Io Sky versus Bayley. Again, this is just like the other women's title match. I think I am 50-50 on it, because going into the show, going into the build, I saw Bayley having the big moment, the moment of redemption, sort of like Becky, but Io's had a dominant reign, just like Rhea. And I don't know if they want to end both, but I think I'm going to go with Bayley winning, just like how I did the night prior, just for the completion of the story. But I would not be that surprised if Io wins. Sometimes they say Io. I've always said Io, so I do apologize for that. Next, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I want AJ to win because he's one of my all-time favorites. He's supposed to have a new theme song. If I hear any of his theme songs from TNA, I doubt that happens. I would love it. I know we joke in the online community that WWE theme songs, the new ones suck. So that's why I was hoping for a TNA one. I want AJ to win, but I think everything is pointing towards LA Knight because he needs it more than AJ. But if AJ won, you ain't going to hear me complain about it. Next, for the United States title, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This bothers the hell out of me. Love Randy Orton. Love Kevin Owens. Do not like Logan Paul. But I'm very much thinking that Logan Paul's going to win because we have seen Randy and KO have the U.S. title before. Going into WrestleMania and months prior, we didn't even expect these two to be in a United States title situation. With Orton and Kevin Owens, I kept questioning what are they going to do at Mania, and I'd be very surprised to see either leave with the U.S. title, where I feel that someone down the line is going to be a big moment maker, beating Logan Paul and winning the U.S. title. So I'm going to go with Logan. And again, it's just like the match prior. If Orton or KO win, I ain't going to have no problems with it. I'll be very happy with it. Next, in a Philly street fight, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. The Pride versus the Testament. If you were to ask me prior to Wikipedia what their group's names were, I probably could have said the Testament. I had no clue they were called the Pride. I'm going with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to win. Hopefully they can move on from this. This just has seemingly gone on and on. I will give them credit. Adding this street fight stipulation, I feel, excites it a bit more and adds a lot more to the match. So hopefully Lashley and the Street Profits win and they can benefit and do something different after Mania. As now we get to the last matchup, Undisputed WWE Universal title match, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. 2. Now, I'm going to put 2 in Roman numerals down here because I forgot to do that. 1 year in the making. I made a whole video talking about Roman winning last year. And the main reason I questioned it and was upset, I'm like, can they keep Cody Rhodes' momentum up for a whole year without the fans turning on him, without something bad happening? We're literally 48, by the time I upload this, I don't know how many hours away. We're 2 days away from that moment happening. Cody Rhodes winning. I forgot to mark down that I had Cody winning. We need it. We need it. I think the slight chance of Roman winning is based on them wanting to do Roman and The Rock. But as we've said for years and years, that matchup does not need the championship. And I think when Roman loses, it adds to, hey, I never had you in my corner, Rock. You cost me this. I don't need you. So either when we get the Roman and Rock matchup, Roman's heel, Rock's face. Better yet, Rock's heel, Roman's face, because a heel Rock versus Cody Rhodes down the line. I don't know. I don't want to talk about like future Rock matchups because I don't know when the hell they could take place. So I don't. But I'm again just thinking out loud and thinking like there's a lot to it. But we want Cody to win. If you don't want Cody to win, like I don't really know. I would have to question you. You have to be a diehard Roman Reigns fan, which I'd understand. But I want Cody to win. I think Cody is going to win. And then we're going to have a good start for the rest of 2024. A good start. We're in April, so a good rest of 2024 for WWE. So, hopefully, I've said this several times, hopefully enjoy this weekend. It's a safe weekend. We can enjoy the wrestling festivities that are going on throughout Philadelphia and the rest of the wrestling world. Like I said, if anything dramatic changes, I'll comment my thoughts on it down below. If it's like something like very, very dramatic, I'd probably make a reaction video. So that's a wait-and-see situation. But again, enjoy the shows. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts down below if you want to. I might respond. I will respond to them. But again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Stay safe. And I'll see you. I forgot to point out. This is the last thing. A little Easter egg. What do they call it? End credit scene. I wore this Sixers hat because this event is in Philly. Now, the main issue, I guess, is that I'm a Grizzlies fan, and the Sixers play the Grizzlies on Saturday, and this is a big Grizzlies game because it's the Marc Gasol jersey retirement, so I probably shouldn't be wearing this Sixers hat, but at least with the WrestleMania being in Philly, it made sense for me to wear it. But I forgot to even... I don't think I said this in the beginning of the video, so that's why I'm saying it now. I definitely didn't go on the whole spiel about the Grizzlies part, so there's that. There's your little bonus after credits clip. I need to start doing that more often. But again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. It's WrestleMania, baby! Woo!